Hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing good tonight. I'm a little bit late to this one. My apologies on it taking so long. Anyways, I'm just going to be a little bit more unscripted. Today, we are talking about Boogie, the big man himself. We're talking about Boogie faking cancer. So, today we're going to go over like the first stream or two that this took place on. Then I'm going to have a part two where I'm going to go over the rest of it. But yeah, we're going to kind of just hop into it. So the first event I want to talk about here is Boogie claims he has confirmed cancer, which he claims he tweeted this the day he found out about it, but waited a few weeks to make his video. Several years to get the confirmation, because he claimed he tweeted this out 2 years ago, but he's just now getting the confirmation from a bone marrow test. Which he also, on top of that, he makes a bunch of weird manipulative comments about his cancer around this time on a bunch of various spots, which I will put a bunch of those up here.
But I hope it gives you an idea of why I've been so worried about my money, why I've been so worried about my career, why I've been so worried about my future, why I've done some of the things I've done and said some of the things I've said. Maybe I should have led with this before I asked people to watch my videos or become channel members or whatever. I don't know. This felt very private at the time. But it doesn't feel private anymore, so I'm sharing it.
Well, even when Boogie had initially announced that he had cancer, there were a lot of people calling BS on it for a variety of reasons. I mean, the comment section is a total war zone on that video. Like, imagine being so hated that when you announce you have cancer, everybody's like, you still suck. Like, that is a crazy position to be in. But even at that, no one had any reason to believe that he outright lied about having this diagnosis. I mean, he is really fat, like he's really unhealthy. It's feasible he could have some kind of rare blood disease, right? But what's even stranger is that during the crypto drama, when Penguin Zero suggested that Boogie should start a fundraiser for money he claims he desperately needs, instead of just accepting that proposition and being like, I'll do it, and then like he could easily raise money for that from at least some people, right? He could get like a couple $100s. That's better than nothing. Instead of just doing that, he asked his audience if he should open a fundraiser. Like, why would this even be a question in his mind if, in his words, he's fighting for his life? Doesn't he need this money desperately? Shouldn't he be doing everything he can? Shouldn't he be selling his possessions, like all of his toys and crap in his house, to pay for this?
I don't have places to go. I don't have money to spend. I'm literally just fighting for my life over here. And a lot of that involves staying home, spending my money where it needs to be spent, and trying to just not stress myself out to make my polycythemia vera anymore.
Now, next, I want to hit on, more recently, Boogie pulled a pump and dump NFT scam called Fatty Coin with a Andrew Tate parody, which honestly on its own could have been really funny, but it's the fact that it's obviously an NFT scam at the same time, which he also tries to weasel out of it, calling it a community and a meme coin, but obviously that just doesn't make sense, which CoffeeZilla did press him on and get a confession out of him, which you saw them getting in this video. And so one of the problems with it being supposedly a community meme coin, and Coffee brings this up, there isn't a limit on how many coins you can buy. And he didn't initially put out that he was sponsored up front, which you do have to do that if you're being sponsored. If a company comes to me and asks me to put something in a video or talk about it in video, I do have to, express that, obviously. Literally everybody knows this. And it is stated, it's stated in that rule that you do have to expressly show that that is sponsored. So, like, you have to tell people. He says he puts in annotations, but obviously annotations don't show up on mobile, so that doesn't really matter. But like I said, he does get called out by CoffeeZilla, and he lies about where that money is at this time. He also makes a comment saying that it's cancer, man. You don't get better.
You get better with your sickness, and
Yeah, it's cancer, man. People don't generally get better. But I appreciate that. Thank you.
When Coffee tells him, I hope you get better, which obviously is a weird fucking comment to make for somebody that has cancer, supposedly. And that's one of the things that actually tipped off Destiny to look into it. But we'll get back to that in just a moment. Now, our next thing is Boogie does go after people like Voice Critical, Mudahar, and others in his Telegram, because for some fucking reason he thinks it's like a private server that nobody can see. Claims there's obvious holes in their videos, but like he won't make a video because he claims he's not an expert. But if there's obviously holes in the videos, then just make the fucking video. It's not that hard. Like this first local live stream, Boogie claims Keemstar ruined his life and is running the show into the ground. But at the same time, for making the show and stuff, he claims he's grateful and bald that they're not friends. Which obviously doesn't make a lot of sense. You could actually argue Keemstar is the only reason that Boogie still has a career right now. So him complaining about this because Keemstar is quitting the show, which, to be fair to Keemstar wasn't even supposed to be on the show in the first place. So Boogie making this point doesn't make a lot of sense, because this was always the plan from the start. Now, at this point, Destiny joins the locale live and absolutely eviscerates Boogie on the details, and Boogie bounces back and forth between he's waiting on a confirmation from the bone marrow test and it being diagnosed two years ago, along with the details not matching. So like I said, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because obviously if you got diagnosed with it 2 years ago, you would get that confirmation about that time. And he claims it's because it's like an invasive procedure and stuff, which would make sense. But again, you're just now trying to get the confirmation the same time as somebody's pressing you on it finally. A little bit shaky. On top of the details just not matching up.
Go ahead.
I'm 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that.
Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me. And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this bullshit.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia.
Well, then why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it?
Well, if you ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and confirmation.
Because the markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood, Destiny.
Right. But you said that you had received the diagnosis, but now you just told me you got a bone marrow biopsy.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming. It's called a confirmation. The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep.
And
so I think
we are confirming it with the biopsy because I'm wanting to do that, because I'm praying to God I don't fucking have cancer.
He doesn't care.
I'm praying to God I'm taking the 1 in a million fucking chance that they're fucking wrong, and there's another reason I have the hormone fucking imbalances in my blood.
Yeah. Why are you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer that you don't have cancer?
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts, increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood, and it all spelled pretty definitively that I have this. And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy, but it is intrusive and expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a fucking merciful God of the world that would be willing to fucking let this be wrong, even though it most certainly is not.
So why are you talking about expensive cancer treatments if they don't even know if you have cancer? That nothing
Because they're treating it, dipshit, because they've been treating it for 2 fucking years.
So at this point, Wings makes an excellent point about if Boogie has it, why won't he just go pull out the document? Because obviously you get documentation from your doctor, and your patient portal is also updated as soon as you leave the doctor's. So unless you have like the most retarded doctor ever, you're obviously going to have documentation for that. And I mean, this probably would already be over. Destiny would look like an absolute schizo, and that's obviously why Keem let this happen in the first place, is because he just assumed Boogie would have the documentation. He pulled it out. Destiny would look like a dumbass, and that would be like massive points for Local Live. But obviously, that's not what happened. For some reason, Boogie is holding on to it like it's this fucking sacred cow. It's his last thing he has, or whatever the fuck.
Sakes of it.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Look, you won't keep saying you're the patient. You know what your body has.
Yes.
When I go to the doctor, they give me shit like this, which is like papers that will tell me.
I was just looking at this whole thing. Tell me a single document with polycythemia vera on it. You don't have one.
Now, at this point, Destiny does start the plot at 5K, saying that if Boogie shows his medical record for as far as just showing the part that has the cancer, he will give Boogie 5K. He will give Boogie 5 racks right there on the spot, $5,000. But Boogie declines it, claiming that's his one boundary.
To summarize, Essie, you're basically saying he's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
I think for this particular case, yeah. If Boogie can confirm, that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
Now, at this point, Tommy makes an excellent point as well.
Theoretical, he looks certainly testing your fans or anybody else for me, not entitled to medical records, but you have shared this and used this on a lot of issues, including in private with me. I'm having a bad cancer day. You've said that. Those are words you've used to me. If you've gone to the public with this, don't you have an obligation to put it to rest? A moral obligation.
I would rather go ahead and fucking burn.
That's not the question. Actually, ask the question.
Oh, you're lying!
Now, the thing about this is, I completely agree with Tommy that Boogie normally wouldn't have an obligation. He arguably doesn't even have an obligation to retards like me that are just making videos about this, just talking about it and speculating on it. But as far as to his fans, that he told 2 years ago that he has cancer and that he has used the guilt trip multiple times, and he's even used phrases like we saw in that clip of he's used lines like "I'm having a bad cancer day" to Tommy to get out of doing a show. So now at this point, you do have an obligation to show those records. This is no longer a privacy thing. You got rid of that privacy thing as soon as you put it out all over the internet and made videos about it. Now, Kate makes an excellent point that you can't milk sympathy from your diseases and not prove it. That's just, you're not allowed to do that. Absolutely not. I mean, technically you're allowed to do it, but what I mean is Boogie can't come on streams and go on his Twitter and stuff and talk about having cancer, this, that, and the third, but never show proof for it, but he uses it for leverage and arguments and drama. And he also brings in his child he adopted, girlfriend, onto stream and tries to coach her on what to say before he gets called out by Wings and Keem.
I don't know the number. I'd have to go.
Have it in the portal. You can look it up in the
Why
portal.
we talk to Desi? Look in the portal real quick. Yeah. Take some time. Take some 10 minutes. I don't care.
This isn't private. You can just give him a number.
Bro, we're trying to help you. We're actually trying to help you.
You are getting more charitability than the average person right now. Like,
Understand?
more
I'm going to stand on my laurels. It's the same thing. Again, if you're asking me to do anything I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it. That's how it's always going to be. You have found.
So when Keem told you to get on your fucking knees and moo, is that something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. It was funny. Okay. You didn't think that was funny? It was fucking hilarious.
No, I thought that was retarded as fuck. But sure.
I thought it was funny. I was so mad.
It was funny, yeah.
I was so mad. And when he sent that video and actually did what I told him to do, I was like kind of chuckling, but I was still mad. Hey, Desi, how are you? We can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm muted.
No, it's fixed now. It's fixed.
So Keem at this point proposes to have Boogie take a test and set up a escrow for the money beforehand. And yeah, so he wants Boogie to take the test for cancer, like take the bone marrow test or whatever. And he's gonna set up an escrow with Mudahar. And if Boogie has cancer, the money goes to him. If he doesn't have cancer, then it's gonna be refunded to the investors or whatever. It's weird, right? And I'll get into why it's weird in a second. Because Buddha's gonna make a great point. That I'm gonna comment on it when it gets there.
We talked about it. I want to talk about it right now. This is my plan. All right. The money that was offered is insane money. All right. We put that money in a trust. I think it's like up to $70,000. We put it in a trust. You go test to see if you have this cancer. If you have it, you get the money. If you don't have it,
then I don't have cancer and I'm fucking
then everyone gets refunded.
Yeah, and then what a fucking win-win. I've lived the last 2 years being treated for cancer that suddenly goes away when I get tested. And otherwise I get some money. There's no downside.
You're looking at it. You're getting tested off your dime, and if you don't have cancer, you're cancer free. But if you do have cancer, like you think you do, you got $70,000 windfall.
I have no clue how much money is actually promised, but how much will go into that trust? I bet it won't be nowhere near that $70,000.
I mean, like you can set an escrow up. You can set an escrow up that everybody can see and look at.
That's what I'm saying.
Put it in an escrow.
Can we bring Mudahar in here and ask him?
I'd rather not. He's just gonna I'm just not gonna talk to the guy. But feel free.
But Mudahar is like $60,000 of the 70.
Yeah.
Camelot put 10 in. Destiny put 5 in.
I'm not gonna interrupt the guy. You can bring him on. I'm over that, man.
That the chick, she said she would give you a Disney trip. I don't know how you can escrow that.
Well, I told her to cash that out, make me a check. So I'd rather have that to fucking pay for my medical bills.
Why would there be a scenario that you don't have cancer though? That's what I'm confused.
I've tried to go through this several times, and I'll start from the beginning.
Okay, we'll be quiet. We'll just let you go. All right.
Now, at this point, Boogie says he'll say Keem one of the blood tests, but he won't send the cancer diagnosis for some fucking reason. Like a blood test isn't gonna prove anything, so why even bother showing it to him? At that point, just show him the diagnosis. Now, Wings makes a absolutely retarded point, claiming Muda is changing the goalposts, but that's just not true. Again, the terms have completely changed, and Boogie tried to like piggyback off of that point, but thankfully he gets caught out by Tommy by saying,
I'm gonna say this, and like I love Muda to death, but like the moving of the goalposts. Granted, it's not my motherfucking money, right? But I just don't see why it's good in that moment where like it makes you look good. Like, oh, I'm putting 60 grand up if you do it right now, because you won't like stand by it later.
Because
now you know why I was. And now you know
that's how you were going to do that. You had a chance to. You don't get to pull that card. That's bullshit.
No,
you could have done it then, and now you're acting fluky, and he doesn't want to put $60,000 on you. You had your chance.
The original 5,000 was from Destiny. Muda didn't make that offer to my face. He made it after I was off the internet. Okay, but the original 5,000, I never believed I would get from Destiny, no matter what. If I sent what I was willing to send, which is something from my portal,
you weren't going to release it anyway. This is you don't get to attack them. You pussied out. You pussied out. You don't get to attack them. You pussied out. You could have said they pussied out if they didn't pay out, but that's not what happened because you didn't come up.
Speaking of the portal, Daz, Keemstar got the portal thing you were going to send him yet.
I was just about to send that to him right now. This is the day that we found out there was a problem. And we went from here, Dan.
While they're looking over this, I want to speak on this. Like, you keep painting this narrative like this is the day we found out it's a problem. In my head, it keeps saying like you got better at some point.
Nope.
Your blood markers got better.
Nope.
Something happened between that day and now that you just won't be like, yo, yeah.
The blood thinner.
Now, Muda makes a point with how Vera, with the Vera version, you have to have a bone marrow test. So Boogie never had that happen. He hasn't gotten diagnosed. So at this point, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, and Boogie tries to deflect towards Muda and claims Muda said 10K isn't a lot of money, but what was actually said was that given the scam Boogie did, selling out your fans and your reputation for only 10K is fucking wild. If you would actually put out content and actually put effort in your stuff, you would make way more than that. Now, Boogie finally admits it's not on the portal and claims his doc talked about isn't on the portal, which obviously doesn't make fucking sense. Your portal is automatically updated every time you go to the doctor. Most of it's automated. It just has to be updated. So it would be in the portal. But obviously that does confirm as well that it's that he doesn't have it. And it's wild that it took 9 hours to get that confession. I think if Boogie hadn't took this long, I think he may have gotten some sympathy, right? And Wiggs even says that, like, dog, it took us 9 hours to get that truth out of you. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having trouble remembering things right now.
I objectively covered the lawsuit. There's nothing in the title, nothing in the thumbnail.
Take a moment, Boogie. Take a moment, breathe, calm down. You're having a fucking panic attack. I can see it.
Oh, I am. Yeah, trust me. I'm about.
Breathe.
It feels like a fucking heart attack, if I'm being honest. But
you're not gonna have a heart attack. Just chill out a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Just chill out. Chill out.
I don't want to share my medical records. I don't want to fucking do
We gotta just bring the temperature down a little bit.
No, if it costs me the fucking show, it costs me the fucking show. That's it. That's it. If it costs me the fucking show, it costs me the fucking show. And it'll end up costing me everything. And it's fine. It's fine. But
because
I don't want to share.
Vera is not on there.
Like I said, I still need to get the verifying test. I told you this.
So right, we know this. We know that everybody knows this.
I have plenty of things that I can send him. I can send him results of blood tests showing my fucking red blood cell high. We could probably get him the fucking.
So Vera's not on there. Vera's not on the portal.
I don't know, man.
It's not.
I can send you a bunch of stuff.
It's not 4 days ago you were looking at it.
4 days ago you said you were looking at it.
Like I told you, I spent the last 2 years getting treated for it. I've been told by my doctor for the last 2 years.
It's fine, Boogie. Just admit it's not on the portal.
It's not on there. I told you this. I have to do the verifying test. I can send you blood tests. I can give you blood test results.
And you don't have polycythemia vera on the. You don't have it on the portal.
He doesn't have it on the portal. He tried to look for it.
There are other things that are not on the portal that we've talked about.
Okay.
And again, if I was a liar, if I was a manipulator, I would have spent it 3 days ago. I would have prepared something for this. The reality of it is, I just want to be genuine. I want to be honest with you. I'm telling you, I've been treated for cancer for 2 fucking years.
8 hours for this.
I've been treated for. I said all of this several times before.
So at this point, this is pretty much the end of those first 2 streams. I will probably do another video on Locale here soon, because there's a lot of drama unfolding, including Tommy not getting paid. But we'll talk about that another time. The other thing I did want to talk about is, I think at this point, Keem was in a very weird position, right? So I kind of get his position, if it's even true, that Boogie was going to get fired or did get fired, or quote unquote. But it's weird, bro. It's weird. If it was true, I would get it. Like, I would get why Keem did this stuff with Boogie and everything, right? But with stuff coming like recently, kind of questionable. But I think I'm going to do a video on that later, on like the general state of Locale right now and all the drama. I know I have a bunch of stuff I need to catch up on. I'm hopefully going to be getting videos out a lot faster. Other than that, appreciate y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Watch out for the streams. I'm going to be streaming on YouTube more often. I think that's it. I am hopefully doing a retrospective on a game series I'm a really big fan of here soon, so watch out for that. Watch out for the streams for me playing it. If you enjoyed the content, like and sub is always appreciated. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Oh, and I am actually going to let my favorite big man on YouTube, Papa Gut, take it away.
20-year-old girl with no life experience, never held a real job except apparently being a cam model, has never had a boyfriend, has never had anybody that made them feel good, and she's in her first relationship haze. She thinks this is the one forever. That's how every 20-year-old thinks. And it's fine if you want to date a consensual adult, but she's so inexperienced. And what this is going to happen, Boogie, every single time you do another thing, it's going to rock the foundation of whatever perceived mythology she has of you. She thinks that you're this incredible fallen YouTuber that is just a victim of your own circumstances. And as time goes on, and as you do this fucking lolcow podcast, and you sit here and you put all your dumb drama on display for everybody, she's going to sit there, she's going to watch it, she's going to engage with it, and slowly she's going to realize that majority of your problems are your own fault. That's what's going to happen. And that's the most poetic part of it all, because she's the last one that doesn't know who you are, that is close to you. That's it. Have some self-respect. Have some fucking dignity. What are you doing?